everybody, it's Gavin. So if you are a Harry Potter fan like me, you've probably wondered at some point in your life how magic is inherited in the Harry Potter series. So I'm going to do a pedigree practice problem and we'll figure that out. All right, Revelio. So this is the pedigree that we're going to be working with today. And so we're just going to go through possible modes of inheritance and see which ones work. So let's start with X-linked dominant. So let's start by seeing the recessive alleles because those are the easiest to identify. So alleles. All right, so you see the people without the trait have the X-linked recessive form of the gene. So let's look at Lily and see what allele she might potentially have. So Lily has at least one dominant allele. And you can see neither of her parents can give her that allele. So we know that X-linked dominant is not a mode of inheritance that is consistent with this pedigree. All right, so next we're going to look at X-linked recessive. So alleles, and in this example, the recessive alleles are the ones for the people with the trait. So again, let's look at Lily. Lily has the two X-linked recessive alleles. So if you look at her parents, she would have to get one of those X's with the little m from her dad, Mr. Evans, and he does not have a recessive allele to give. So we know X-linked recessive is not a mode of inheritance that is consistent with the pedigree. All right, so autosomal dominant. Let's get started again. Alleles. All right, so we see again, these people all don't have the trait, so they all have the recessive form of the alleles. So let's look at Lily. Lily has at least one dominant allele, but again, neither of her parents can give her that dominant allele. So nope, autosomal dominant is not a mode of inheritance that is consistent with this pedigree. All right, so let's look at autosomal recessive. Alleles. All right, so here are all our recessive alleles. Let's try that again. Alleles. And here are the dominant ones. And so we can see from this example that yes, autosomal recessive is a mode of inheritance that is consistent with the pedigree. All right, and last but not least, we're going to look at Y-linked. So alleles. All right, so you can see this filled in the possible genotypes for the men with the trait. And hopefully you can recognize pretty quickly that there are women on this pedigree with the trait who don't have the Y chromosome. So therefore, nope, this is not Y-linked. This is not a mode of inheritance consistent with the pedigree. So just as a recap, the only one is autosomal recessive. And these are my references. Thanks for watching.